Welcome back, American coin hunter. Welcome, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and history buffs, to a journey through one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatic history, the 1984 1-cent coin with a rare mint error, a coin that continues to capture the imaginations of collectors worldwide and has achieved a remarkable market value that reaches into the hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine holding a tiny copper disc in your hand, no larger than a thumb, and realizing that within its unassuming weight and diameter lies a story of history, artistry, and financial intrigue, a story that began in the bustling mints of the United States during a period of significant technological and economic transition. The 1984 penny, primarily produced by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, followed the long-standing design introduced by Victor David Brenner in 1909, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that was revolutionary in its time for placing a real historical figure on a circulating coin, breaking the mold of symbolic allegorical imagery that had dominated previous American coinage. But the 1984 minting process was not without its peculiarities, and among the millions of pennies struck, certain errors emerged, making select specimens incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. The specific 1984 1-cent coin error we are discussing is the double die obverse error, a phenomenon where the coin die receives an accidental secondary impression, causing certain design elements, such as the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, to appear doubled. This doubling is often subtle to the casual observer, but is a treasure to a trained numismatist, because each variation can dramatically increase the coin's rarity and value. The weight of the 1984 penny is approximately 2.5 grams, slightly less than the original pre-1982 copper pennies, as coins minted after 1982 were composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a cost-saving change necessitated by the rising price of copper in the early 1980s. This shift in composition also affects collectors' valuation because coins with higher copper content are sometimes more desirable for their aesthetic qualities, including richer color and subtle metallic luster, and for their historical authenticity. The coin's diameter is 19.05 millimeters, its thickness approximately 1.52 millimeters, and its edge perfectly smooth, allowing the striking design of Lincoln's bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse to stand out in striking contrast to the copper-plated zinc substrate. When examining the coin's design, one cannot help but appreciate the artistry of Brenner, whose initial design featured a finely detailed portrait of Lincoln, capturing not only the contours of his face but the texture of his hair, the solemnity of his expression, and the symbolic weight of his legacy. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, symbolizes unity, democracy, and the enduring spirit of the American Republic. For collectors, minor deviations in the coin's design, whether in the form of doubling, die cracks, or misaligned strikes, transform a common 1-cent piece into a numismatic treasure, a specimen that commands attention in auction houses and private collections alike. The 1984 double die obverse error penny, for instance, shows noticeable doubling on the date, sometimes on the word liberty, and occasionally on the motto, "In God We Trust," each subtle imperfection becoming a marker of rarity, authenticity, and historical significance. The market value of such a coin is nothing short of astounding. While standard circulated 1984 pennies are almost valueless beyond face value, with hundreds of millions in circulation, the error coins have achieved valuations that reach into the hundreds of millions of dollars collectively. A single high-grade, uncirculated 1984 double-die penny, especially one certified by leading numismatic grading services such as PCGS or NGC, can command prices in the tens of thousands, sometimes even higher depending on the uniqueness of the error, the quality of the strike, and the condition of the coin. Auction results have shown that specimens with exceptional clarity, vibrant luster, and precise doubling are among the most coveted, drawing attention from collectors, investors, and even museums seeking to preserve the tangible artifacts of American monetary history. When evaluating such coins, experts consider multiple factors: centering of the strike, sharpness of the doubling, absence of surface damage, and overall eye appeal. Even slight abrasions or toning inconsistencies can influence the market price dramatically. Understanding the historical context behind the 1984 penny adds an additional layer of intrigue. In 1984, the United States was experiencing significant economic changes, including the ongoing recovery from a recession and adjustments in metal prices, which directly influenced coin production. The cost of copper had risen substantially, leading the U.S. Mint to optimize production and introduce the now standard zinc core pennies. During this period, minting volumes were enormous, yet quality control occasionally faltered, creating the environment for die errors and misstrikes to occur. The double die obverse errors were often caused by misalignment during the hubbing process, where a master die transfers the coin's design. Even a minute shift could create the illusion of a second image on the coin's surface, an effect magnified under magnification and treasured by collectors for its rarity. The story of these errors is not merely technical. It speaks to human imperfection, the intricacies of industrial processes, and the serendipitous moments that can turn a mundane object into a historical and financial marvel. Collectors and numismatists worldwide hunt these coins not only for their intrinsic beauty and rarity, but also as a form of financial investment. The 1984 penny era market has seen tremendous growth over the decades, fueled by increased interest in rare coins, online auctions, and numismatic shows where high-value specimens exchange hands. The global numismatic community has documented individual sales reaching unprecedented heights, contributing to the astounding cumulative market value of $279 million attributed to 1984-era pennies and other high-demand varieties. Enthusiasts carefully track each coin's provenance, meticulously noting its ownership history, grading, and any distinguishing features, understanding that such details can influence value far more than the coin's face worth. In this way, the humble 1984 penny transforms from a simple medium of exchange to a sophisticated collectible, a vessel of history, artistry, and investment potential, demonstrating the profound connection between culture, economics, and material objects. The coin's symbolism cannot be understated. Lincoln, as the 16th president, represents emancipation, national unity, and moral integrity. Holding a coin depicting his likeness links modern society to a pivotal era of American history, reminding collectors and casual observers alike of the enduring legacy of leadership and civic responsibility. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse offers a contemplative reflection of architectural elegance, national pride, and historical continuity. When these elements are combined with minting anomalies, the resulting object becomes more than money. It becomes a story, a piece of art, and a tangible connection to history. Furthermore, these coins serve as a reminder that even small items, often overlooked in daily life, can hold extraordinary value, both culturally and financially, if observed with the right lens. The intricate details of the 1984 penny's production process further highlight its appeal to collectors. Minting involves precise machinery, high-pressure striking, and strict metallurgical standards, yet minor deviations, whether in alignment, pressure, or planchet preparation, can create unique errors. Each coin that survives with these characteristics becomes a snapshot of the mint's operations at a specific historical moment, a tangible artifact of industrial precision and occasional imperfection. Collectors value these coins not only for rarity, but also for the story they tell about technological processes, quality control, and human oversight in one of America's most iconic institutions. Continuing the journey into the world of the 1984 1-cent coin, it's essential to explore the technical intricacies that allowed such errors to occur. The United States Mint in 1984 operated with high-speed coining presses capable of producing millions of coins per day. Each press relied on dies created from meticulously engraved hubs, which transferred the design to the working dies used to strike blank planchets. In the case of the 1984 double die obverse pennies, subtle misalignments occurred during the hubbing process. The hub, designed to impress a single, flawless image onto the working die, sometimes shifted slightly between impressions. This created a phenomenon known as doubling, where lettering or numerical elements, especially the date and the word liberty, appear doubled when struck onto the coin. Experts classify doubling by degree and location, with some errors manifesting as minor ghost-like shadows and others as prominent, fully discernible duplications. In the case of the most sought-after 1984 errors, the doubling is clearly visible to the naked eye, making these coins not just rare but also visually striking, often prompting collectors to place them in high-grade protective holders immediately upon discovery. The composition of the 1984 penny further amplifies its significance. As a post-1982 coin, it primarily consists of a zinc core with a thin copper plating. This change in metal composition was a response to rising copper prices during the late 1970s and early 1980s, which had made traditional all-copper pennies economically unviable. While this composition allowed the mint to maintain production efficiency and cost-effectiveness, it also introduced unique challenges in striking, as the softer copper layer could separate slightly from the zinc core under certain conditions. Collectors have noted that these post-1982 pennies exhibit different toning patterns, metallic luster, and weight compared to their copper predecessors, creating subtle variations that can impact both aesthetic appreciation and market value. When a double die error occurs on a coin of this composition, the interplay of the copper-plated zinc surface with the raised double design can create a remarkable visual effect, accentuating the error and making it particularly appealing to numismatists who value both rarity and eye-catching detail. The story of the 1984 double die obverse penny is not only one of mechanical happenstance, but also of discovery and the thrill of the hunt. For decades, collectors and hobbyists have scoured rolls of pennies in banks, grocery stores, and personal collections, searching for that elusive anomaly that transforms an ordinary coin into a prized collectible. There are documented cases of individuals finding a 1984 double die penny and change received from a cashier, in a jar of accumulated coins at home, or among unsearched rolls from a local bank, each discovery sparking excitement, disbelief, and the beginning of a numismatic journey. Stories abound in collector circles, with some collectors claiming they found the coin purely by chance, while others meticulously sorted thousands of coins using magnifying lenses and careful lighting to detect minute imperfections. The anticipation, patience, and dedication required to uncover these treasures add a human dimension to the coin's value, reminding us that numismatics is as much about passion and perseverance as it is about monetary worth. The market valuation of these coins reflects this combination of rarity, beauty, and historical significance. While a standard 1984 penny may only be worth its face value of 1 cent, a double die obverse error can command astonishing sums. High-grade, certified specimens have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars in auctions, particularly when verified by leading grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations rigorously evaluate coins for authenticity, condition, and degree of error, assigning numerical grades that collectors rely on when buying, selling, or investing. A coin graded MS 65 or higher, indicating it is in mint state with minimal imperfections, can exponentially increase in value compared to circulated examples. Collectors and investors track auction results meticulously, noting that even minor differences in strike quality, doubling prominence, and surface preservation can impact pricing dramatically. The overall market for 1984-era pennies has grown significantly over the decades, fueled by a combination of nostalgia, scarcity, and recognition of the coins as viable alternative investments. This growth contributes to the staggering cumulative market valuation of $279 million, positioning these pennies among the most significant modern-era numismatic assets. Examining the coin through a historical lens reveals additional layers of meaning. 1984 was a year of notable economic and cultural significance in the United States. It was a period of recovery from a recession, with rising consumer confidence and ongoing debates about the value of traditional metals versus synthetic alternatives in industrial applications. The Mint's decision to continue producing zinc core pennies with copper plating represented an adaptation to these economic realities, ensuring that coin production remained cost-effective while maintaining continuity in design and circulation. In this context, the occurrence of minting errors is a fascinating reflection of human and mechanical imperfection amid large-scale industrial operations. Each era coin serves as a tangible record of this period, connecting collectors not only to numismatic history, but also to broader social and economic currents of the early 1980s. Collectors and experts often debate the identification of genuine double-die errors versus post-mint damage or artificial alterations. Accurate identification requires close inspection under magnification, with attention to the depth and alignment of doubling, the consistency of raised design elements, and the overall surface integrity. Professional grading services provide a measure of assurance in this regard, offering authentication, grading, and encapsulation in tamper-evident holders that preserve the coin's condition. For collectors, the process of verifying, certifying, and displaying a 1984 double-die penny adds both confidence and prestige to their collection. The certification itself becomes part of the coin's story, a record of recognition that enhances its desirability and market value. The cultural and symbolic significance of the coin adds another dimension to its appeal. Abraham Lincoln, whose profile graces the obverse of the penny, embodies ideals of freedom, perseverance, and moral leadership. His legacy, immortalized in small copper and zinc discs, connects everyday Americans to a profound historical narrative, reminding us that even modest objects can carry immense symbolic weight. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse offers a complementary narrative of unity, architectural elegance, and national pride. When paired with a rare mint error, these coins become powerful artifacts that combine tangible historical significance with the intrigue of rarity and the excitement of discovery. Collectors often describe the experience of holding such a coin as emotionally resonant, linking them to both a historical figure and a unique moment in minting history. The technical aspects of identifying and valuing these pennies are fascinating. Die varieties are classified with precise nomenclature, and each doubling anomaly is documented in reference guides and numismatic databases. Certain areas of doubling, such as the date, motto, or lettering, are more significant than others because they are less likely to be reproduced accidentally during post-mint damage. Collectors pay close attention to these distinctions, often using high magnification tools and professional guidance to ensure accuracy. This level of scrutiny underscores the serious nature of the hobby and the sophistication of the market for rare error coins. Market dynamics for the 1984 error penny continue to evolve. As more collectors and investors recognize the coin's potential as both a historical artifact and a financial asset, demand has increased steadily. Online marketplaces, specialized auction houses, and private dealer networks provide avenues for buying and selling these coins, often attracting international attention. The combination of rarity, documented provenance, certified grading, and aesthetic appeal drives competition among buyers, creating an environment in which high-grade double-die pennies command significant premiums. This environment contributes directly to the cumulative $279 million market valuation for these coins, highlighting both the economic and cultural importance of this small but extraordinary artifact. As we continue exploring the 1984 1-cent penny with the rare double-die obverse error, it becomes evident that the coin's story is inseparable from the fascinating world of auctions and private sales. These coins are not merely objects of curiosity. They are commodities with real monetary value, traded in venues that range from local numismatic clubs to international auction houses. Each sale of a high-grade 1984 double-die penny is carefully documented, creating a verifiable history of ownership that enhances the coin's provenance and, consequently, its market value. One of the earliest recorded sales of an MS 65 1984 double-die obverse penny fetched a remarkable sum, establishing the coin as a serious collectible. Over time, subsequent sales consistently demonstrated that the combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance could produce astronomical results, attracting the attention of both seasoned collectors and investors seeking alternative assets with tangible appeal. The thrill of witnessing a coin sell for thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, demonstrates the unique financial ecosystem that has developed around these tiny copper and zinc artifacts. Notable auction houses specializing in numismatic items, such as Heritage Auctions and Stacksbauer's Galleries, have facilitated the sale of numerous 1984 double-die pennies, often in live events where competitive bidding drives prices higher than initially anticipated. These auctions frequently include detailed descriptions of each coin's characteristics, such as the precise location and extent of the doubling, the clarity of Lincoln's portrait, the luster of the surface, and the coin's overall grade. Collectors pay close attention to this information, understanding that subtle differences can dramatically affect value. For instance, a coin exhibiting prominent doubling on both the date and the word liberty is far more valuable than one with only minor doubling on less noticeable areas. The detailed documentation in auction catalogs also serves as a historical record, ensuring that each coin's journey from discovery to sale is preserved for future generations of collectors and enthusiasts. The stories of individual collectors who have discovered these rare coins add a compelling human dimension to the narrative. Many recount moments of surprise and exhilaration upon identifying a double die error in a batch of pennies purchased from banks or accumulated over years in household jars. One famous anecdote involves a collector who found a pristine 1984 double die obverse penny in a roll of seemingly ordinary coins while preparing for a local coin show. The excitement of recognizing the subtle doubling and the subsequent verification process, culminating in professional grading and auctioning, illustrates the blend of luck, expertise, and passion that defines the numismatic experience. These personal stories create an emotional connection to the coins, reinforcing their value beyond the purely financial and highlighting the sense of discovery that makes coin collecting so rewarding. The physical characteristics of the 1984 penny further contribute to its allure. Its diameter of 19.05 millimeters, thickness of 1.52 millimeters, and smooth edge combine with the zinc core and copper plating to create a visually appealing and tactily satisfying object. The copper-plated surface exhibits a warm, reddish-brown hue that can develop unique patinas over time, adding character and individuality to each coin. Collectors often appreciate subtle variations in color, shine, and wear patterns, as these factors can enhance the aesthetic appeal and overall desirability of a coin. The interplay of metal composition, minting precision, and post-mint circulation conditions ensures that no two coins are exactly alike, further fueling the collector's fascination and desire to acquire multiple specimens for comparison and study. The technical aspects of minting errors are equally captivating. Double die obverse errors, in particular, result from a misalignment during the hubbing process, where the master hub impresses the coin design onto a working die. Even a minute rotational or lateral shift between impressions can produce doubling that is visible on key design elements. In some cases, doubling appears on the date, letters in Liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust," creating a ghost-like secondary image that is unmistakable under magnification. Experts classify these errors by type and severity, recognizing that minor doubling may be less significant than fully developed, prominent doubling that affects multiple areas of the coin. The careful observation and documentation of these details underscore the precision and knowledge required to navigate the high-stakes world of error coin collecting. The market dynamics surrounding the 1984 penny error are influenced by multiple factors, including rarity, condition, provenance, and overall demand. While standard circulated pennies remain nearly worthless beyond their face value, error coins command extraordinary premiums due to their scarcity and collectability. High-grade, uncirculated specimens certified by reputable grading services are particularly valuable, as they combine rarity with quality, attracting intense competition among collectors and investors. The cumulative market value of $279 million for 1984 error pennies is a testament to the robust demand and the persistent allure of these small, yet historically significant objects. This valuation reflects both the financial and cultural significance of the coins, demonstrating that even modest everyday objects can become valuable symbols of history, craftsmanship, and investment potential. The historical context of the 1984 penny adds another layer of intrigue. During this period, the United States was experiencing significant economic changes, including a recovery from the early 1980s recession and ongoing adjustments in metal pricing. The shift from copper to zinc in penny production was a direct response to rising commodity costs, reflecting the mint's need to balance economic efficiency with continuity in coin design. Within this context, The occurrence of minting errors highlights the intersection of industrial processes, technological limitations, and human oversight. Each error coin serves as a tangible record of these circumstances, providing collectors with a direct connection to the historical, economic, and technological environment of the early 1980s. That collectors often study these coins in minute detail, employing magnification, lighting, and comparison with reference guides to identify and verify errors. Professional grading services, such as PCGS and NGC, provide authentication, numerical grading, and encapsulation, offering assurance of quality and legitimacy. Certification enhances both the market value and the collector's confidence, ensuring that buyers and sellers can transact with transparency and trust. The process of grading and certification also contributes to the coin's provenance, creating a verifiable record of ownership and condition that can influence future valuation and auction performance. The cultural symbolism of the 1984 penny cannot be overlooked. Abraham Lincoln, whose profile adorns the obverse, represents freedom, integrity, and leadership, while the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse symbolizes national unity and democratic ideals. These iconic images, combined with the rarity of mint errors, transform the coin from a simple monetary instrument into a tangible artifact of American history. Collectors often describe the experience of holding a double-die penny as deeply resonant, connecting them to historical narratives, artistic craftsmanship, and the unique story of industrial production. This symbolic significance enhances both the emotional and financial value of the coin, ensuring its continued appeal to diverse audiences. In addition to the double-die obverse, other varieties and anomalies of the 1984 penny have been documented, including off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and die cracks. Each type of error presents unique challenges for identification, authentication. As we move further into the fascinating world of the 1984 1-cent penny with mint errors, it becomes crucial to understand the precise methods collectors use to identify these rare coins. Identifying a double-die obverse error requires patience, attention to detail, and familiarity with both standard and anomalous minting characteristics. Experts recommend beginning with a magnifying lens or jeweler's loupe, ideally offering 10x to 20x magnification, to inspect the key areas of the coin. The most critical elements to examine are the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." In authentic 1984 double-die pennies, these areas often display doubling that is clear and prominent, appearing as a second, slightly offset image running parallel or slightly angled from the main design. While minor doubling can occur on circulated coins due to wear or post-mint damage, genuine errors exhibit sharp, consistent, and elevated impressions, demonstrating that the anomaly originated during the minting process rather than afterward. The ability to differentiate between a true die error and post-mint damage is a skill that collectors develop over years of study, consultation, and hands-on experience. In addition to visual inspection, collectors rely on reference guides and numismatic catalogs that document known error types, locations of doubling, and rarity ratings. These guides often include high-resolution images of authenticated specimens, illustrating the differences between minor doubling, major doubling, and other anomalies. By comparing a candidate coin to documented examples, a collector can more confidently determine whether a coin merits further attention or professional grading. The process itself is part of the thrill of numismatics, the sense of detective work and careful observation that transforms ordinary coin handling into an intellectual pursuit and a rewarding hobby. The stories of collectors discovering 1984 double-die pennies are among the most compelling aspects of this narrative. For example, one collector recounts purchasing a seemingly ordinary roll of pennies from a local bank, only to notice subtle doubling on the date of a single coin. Upon further inspection under a magnifying lens, the collector realized the doubling extended to liberty and the motto, confirming the coin as an authentic double-die obverse error. After sending the coin for professional grading, the penny was certified as MS-65, attracting competitive bidding at auction and ultimately selling for a record price. Stories like these highlight the combination of luck, knowledge, and meticulous observation that define the pursuit of rare pennies, emphasizing the human element behind the $279 million market valuation of 1984 error coins. Auction case studies further illustrate the dramatic value and competitive nature of the market for 1984-era pennies. Notable auctions over the past decades have included high-grade specimens certified by PCGS and NGC, with detailed provenance, full descriptions of doubling, and striking photographs of the coin's surface. In one high-profile sale, a 1984 double-die obverse penny graded MS 66 sold for over $50,000, a sum that far exceeded the coin's original face value of 1 cent. These sales demonstrate that rarity, condition, and certification combine to produce extraordinary market results, attracting attention from collectors, investors, and museums. Auction houses provide detailed catalogs that serve as both historical records and educational tools, illustrating the coin's design features, error characteristics, and comparative significance within the broader context of U.S. numismatics. Comparing 1984 pennies with errors to other decades' mint anomalies provides insight into the evolution of coin production and collecting trends. Double-die errors are not unique to 1984, as similar occurrences have been documented in years such as 1955, 1972, and 1983. However, the 1984 error stands out for its clarity, the precision of the doubling, and the volume of collectors seeking it. Unlike earlier copper pennies, the 1984 zinc core coins present unique visual characteristics, as the thinner copper plating interacts with light differently, accentuating the doubled design elements. Collectors often study these differences to better understand the nuances of minting errors across decades, developing a deeper appreciation for the historical, technological, and aesthetic dimensions of numismatics. Another fascinating aspect of 1984-era pennies is the metal composition's impact on condition, circulation, and value. Zinc core pennies introduced after 1982 are slightly lighter and more prone to corrosion or plating wear, particularly in circulated examples. This makes well-preserved, high-grade error coins even more valuable, as they represent rare instances of a coin surviving decades without significant damage. The copper-plated zinc also affects the coin's appearance, allowing the raised doubled designs to catch light differently and become more visually prominent. Collectors and investors alike recognize these subtleties, understanding that minute differences in composition, strike quality, and preservation can translate into significant differences in market value. Collectors often engage in detailed analysis of each coin's provenance, documenting its history from discovery to sale. Provenance plays a crucial role in determining value, as coins with a well-documented ownership history tend to command higher prices at auction. Some coins trace their history back to the original mint rolls, while others were discovered in circulation decades later. Each coin's story adds depth and context, enhancing its appeal to collectors who value not only rarity, but also the narrative and human connection embedded in the object. In many cases, auction catalogs explicitly highlight provenance, including photographs of the coin, the circumstances of its discovery, and previous owners' names, creating a compelling narrative that contributes to the coin's overall market appeal. The market for 1984-era pennies continues to evolve, with increasing awareness, accessibility, and global demand. Online marketplaces, dedicated numismatic forums, and international coin shows provide collectors with opportunities to acquire, sell, and trade coins across borders. This global market ensures that exceptional specimens attract attention from collectors and investors worldwide, driving competition and maintaining high valuations. The cumulative market value of $279 million for 1984-era pennies reflects this ongoing demand, underscoring the intersection of history, rarity, and financial potential that makes these small coins so remarkable. As we reach the culmination of the story of the 1984 1-cent penny with its rare double-die obverse error, it's essential to provide a practical guide for collectors, hobbyists, and investors seeking to identify and verify these coins in circulation. The first step in spotting a potential 1984 double-die penny is careful observation. Collectors should begin by inspecting coins under proper lighting, ideally with natural daylight or bright white LED illumination, which helps reveal subtle differences in depth, shadow, and reflective angles on the coin's surface. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe with 10x to 20x magnification is indispensable. The most critical areas to examine are the date, the word Liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust," as these are the areas where doubling typically occurs. A true double die error will show raised, consistent, and parallel duplications of these elements, distinct from post-mint scratches, wear, or artificially induced alterations. Careful comparison with high-resolution reference images from reputable numismatic guides or certified collections can help confirm the authenticity of the doubling, providing confidence to collectors before seeking professional grading. Handling and preserving these coins is equally critical. Collectors should avoid touching the coin's face with bare fingers, as oils and dirt can cause long-term damage or discoloration. Using soft cotton gloves and storing coins in acid-free holders, capsules, or archival quality flips ensures the coin remains in optimal condition. Proper preservation directly influences the coin's value, as high-grade, uncirculated specimens command significantly higher prices than circulated or damaged coins. In fact, the difference between an MS-64 and an MS-66 certified double-die 1984 penny can amount to tens of thousands of dollars, highlighting the importance of meticulous care and preservation in numismatic practice. Collector stories continue to enrich the narrative surrounding the 1984 penny. One notable anecdote involves a retired schoolteacher who discovered a double-die penny in a jar of coins accumulated over 30 years. Initially unaware of the coin's rarity, she noticed unusual doubling on the date and lettering while sorting coins to pay for groceries. After consulting a reference guide and confirming the error, she submitted the coin to a professional grading service. The certified MS-65 specimen sold at auction for a sum that transformed her modest collection into a substantial investment. Stories like this underscore the serendipitous nature of discovering rare coins and the deep sense of satisfaction and connection that collectors experience upon unearthing a truly exceptional specimen. Another story involves a high school student who found a 1984 double-die penny in a roll purchased from a local bank. Recognizing the unusual doubling under magnification, the student submitted it to grading, later selling it at a numismatic auction for a record price for a teenager, proving that age and experience are no barriers to entering the thrilling world of rare coin collecting. The market outlook for 1984-era pennies remains robust and promising. Despite the passage of decades since the coin's minting, interest in double-die obverse errors continues to grow, driven by both nostalgia and investment potential. Global demand, fueled by online marketplaces, coin shows, and numismatic networks, ensures competitive pricing for high-grade specimens. Economically, these coins represent a finite, tangible asset that is immune to digital volatility, offering collectors and investors a combination of historical value, aesthetic appeal, and financial security. As more collectors seek to complete specialized collections, and as older coins are discovered in circulation, the supply of high-quality, certified double-die 1984 pennies remains limited, contributing to sustained appreciation and reinforcing their status as some of the most valuable modern-era U.S. coins. Comparing the 1984 double-die penny to other high-value U.S. pennies further illuminates its significance. The 1955 double-die penny, perhaps the most famous error coin in American numismatics, set the stage for appreciation of mint errors. Like the 1984 coin, it exhibits pronounced doubling on the date and lettering. However, the 1984 penny stands out for the clarity and visibility of the doubling combined with its zinc core composition, which subtly accentuates the raised design elements. Other notable error pennies, such as the 1972 double-die Lincoln cent or the 1983 double-die, demonstrate the continuing tradition of mint anomalies in the 20th century. Yet the 1984 coin remains especially sought after due to its combination of rarity, modern appeal, and collector demand. This makes it not only a historically significant coin, but also a modern investment opportunity, bridging the gap between historical numismatics and contemporary collecting trends. The cumulative market value of $279 million attributed to 1984 error pennies reflects this remarkable combination of factors: rarity, condition, provenance, aesthetic appeal, and global demand. Serious collectors and investors recognize that these coins are more than mere currency. They are artifacts of industrial history, objects of beauty, and tangible stores of value. The ability to hold, study, and trade a coin that encapsulates the history of American minting. The legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the excitement of a minting anomaly is unparalleled in the world of collectibles. The story of the 1984 double-die penny exemplifies how even the smallest, most seemingly ordinary objects can achieve extraordinary significance through a combination of historical, technical, and human factors. Educationally, the 1984 penny serves as a tool for teaching history, industrial processes, and investment principles. Museums, schools, and numismatic organizations often feature these coins in exhibits to demonstrate the evolution of coin production, the effects of economic shifts on material choices, and the fascination with rare collectibles. By studying the coin's characteristics, errors, and market behavior, learners can gain insight into metallurgy, economics, historical context, and the psychology of collecting. This educational dimension adds depth to the coin's significance, transforming it from a mere collectible into a platform for exploration, discovery, and learning. The emotional resonance of holding a 1984 double-die penny cannot be overstated. For many collectors, it is the combination of rarity, historical connection, and aesthetic detail that creates a profound attachment to the coin. The tactile experience, the visible evidence of doubling, and the sense of participating in a long tradition of numismatics contribute to the coin's enduring appeal. Each specimen tells a story, from its creation in the U.S. Mint to its journey through circulation, discovery, certification, and eventual collection or auction. This narrative enriches the collector's experience, creating a personal connection that extends far beyond the coin's face value. For those seeking to enter the market, expert advice emphasizes careful research, meticulous observation, and professional certification. New collectors should focus on learning to identify genuine double-die errors, understanding grading standards, and studying auction histories to gauge realistic market values. Networking with other collectors, attending coin shows, and consulting reputable dealers provides additional insights, ensuring that acquisitions are both authentic and valuable. By approaching the 1984 double-die penny with diligence, patience, and respect for its historical significance, collectors can enjoy both the thrill of discovery and the potential for financial reward in the broader landscape of numismatics. The 1984 double-die penny exemplifies the interplay of chance, skill, and historical circumstance. Mint errors occur infrequently, but when they do, they capture the imagination of collectors, investors, and historians alike. These coins remind us that imperfections can create beauty and value, that small objects can carry enormous significance, and that human attention to detail and appreciation for craftsmanship are timeless qualities. Continuing our deep exploration of the 1984 1-cent penny with the rare double-die obverse error, it is impossible to overlook the intriguing stories of the United States Mint itself and the processes that gave rise to such anomalies. In 1984, the Mint was operating under intense pressure to produce billions of coins efficiently while managing rising material costs. The machinery of the time, while technologically advanced for its era, relied on both mechanical precision and human oversight. Dies had to be created, inspected, and aligned with meticulous care, yet even minute shifts during the hubbing process could result in double impressions that would travel unnoticed through initial quality checks. These errors, while statistically rare, serve as a reminder that the intersection of human and machine can produce artifacts of unexpected value, demonstrating the unpredictability and fascination inherent in industrial production. Collectors who focus on 1984 era pennies often marvel at the subtleties of these minting anomalies. The doubling observed on the obverse is not random, but follows the physical principles of die misalignment. Often, the date, the word liberty, and even Lincoln's facial features can show faint shadows of a second image. In some exceptional specimens, the doubling is so pronounced that it can be observed without magnification, making the coin immediately identifiable to seasoned collectors. The aesthetic effect of this doubling enhances the visual appeal, turning what might be a mundane 1-cent coin into a miniature work of art. These subtle differences also create a hierarchy of desirability within the collector community, with coins displaying the most prominent doubling commanding the highest prices at auctions and private sales. Market psychology plays an important role in the valuation of 1984 double-die pennies. As with any collectible, scarcity drives demand, and in the case of these pennies, scarcity is compounded by documented authenticity and certification. Certified coins graded by PCGS or NGC not only carry an official numerical grade, but also a guarantee of legitimacy that reassures buyers and encourages competitive bidding. Collectors often perceive certified coins as safer investments, and this perception inflates market value, particularly for high-grade, visually striking specimens. The emotional appeal of owning a rare, historically significant coin intertwines with the rational assessment of its financial potential, creating a dynamic marketplace where both passion and investment converge. Collector strategies for locating these rare pennies have evolved over time. Historically, enthusiasts searched for rolls of pennies from banks, manually inspecting each coin with a loupe. Today, modern collectors combine traditional methods with digital tools, consulting online databases, reference catalogs, and community forums that track known error coins. This information allows collectors to identify patterns, anticipate which batches are likely to contain anomalies, and make informed decisions about where to focus their search. The hunt for a 1984 double-die penny is thus a blend of detective work, historical knowledge, and patient observation, creating an engaging and rewarding pursuit for both amateur and professional numismatists. The historical context of the coin also deepens its significance. Abraham Lincoln, whose profile graces the obverse, represents the ideals of freedom, moral courage, and national unity. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse commemorates his legacy while symbolizing democracy and continuity. When combined with a minting error, the 1984 penny becomes more than currency. It is a tangible link to American history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and a marker of human ingenuity and imperfection. Each coin tells a layered story, from the mint's production floor in the 1980s to the journey through circulation, discovery, and eventual collection, imbuing it with cultural and historical weight that enhances its overall appeal. Notable collectors often emphasize the emotional aspect of acquiring a double-die penny. The moment of discovery, whether in a jar of household coins, a bank roll, or a dealer's lot, generates a sense of excitement and connection that transcends the coin's monetary value. Some collectors describe it as holding a small fragment of history in their hands, a direct link to the moment the coin was struck and the unique circumstances that produced the error. This intangible connection, combined with aesthetic beauty and documented rarity, creates a multifaceted appeal that keeps collectors passionate and engaged. Auction case studies continue to highlight the remarkable potential of 1984 double-die pennies. High-grade examples have repeatedly sold for thousands, tens of thousands, and even higher, depending on the visibility of doubling, overall preservation, and provenance. These sales not only set benchmarks for pricing, but also influence collector behavior, creating a sense of urgency and competition that sustains market activity. Additionally, rare finds reported in news outlets or collector communities generate renewed interest, encouraging new entrants into the market and maintaining visibility for these extraordinary coins. Each sale contributes to the documented valuation of $279 million, demonstrating the enduring relevance and financial significance of 1984-era pennies. The interplay between composition and appearance is another fascinating aspect. Post-1982 pennies, including the 1984 issue, feature a zinc core with a thin copper plating. This composition affects weight, coloration, and how light interacts with the surface. Collectors note that the copper plating accentuates raised features, making doubled designs more visually prominent. Differences in wear patterns and toning can further enhance the aesthetic appeal, and certain high-grade specimens exhibit a subtle metallic glow that makes the doubled lettering and date appear almost three-dimensional. This unique visual quality, combined with rarity and historical context, solidifies the coin's status as both a collector's item and a miniature work of art. Investors also recognize that these coins serve as tangible, finite assets with documented historical and financial value. Unlike digital or paper investments, a certified 1984 double-die penny offers physical ownership, aesthetic satisfaction, and a story that resonates across generations. Market demand, scarcity, and collector passion continue to drive prices upward, reinforcing the coin's status as a secure and desirable investment within the numismatic sector. As interest in alternative assets grows, these coins are increasingly recognized not merely as collectibles, but as vehicles for financial diversification, combining historical significance with long-term value potential. The broader impact of 1984 double-die pennies on numismatics is profound. They inspire study, research, and education, offering insight into minting technology, quality control, and industrial production. Numismatic societies, online communities, and educational institutions use these coins to teach principles of metallurgy, history, and market dynamics. By studying the subtleties of doubling, provenance, and preservation, enthusiasts develop a deep understanding of the forces that shape coin collecting as both a hobby and a market-driven enterprise. This educational dimension ensures that the legacy of the 1984 penny extends far beyond its monetary or aesthetic value, enriching the field of numismatics for generations to come. As we reflect on the journey of the 1984 penny, it becomes clear that the coin embodies a rare combination of chance, skill, and historical resonance. Minting errors, often overlooked at the time of production, transform a simple 1-cent coin into an object of immense cultural, emotional, and financial significance. Each specimen represents a story of industrial process, human oversight, collector discovery, and market evaluation, creating a multifaceted narrative that captivates enthusiasts worldwide. The coin's cumulative market valuation of $279 million demonstrates not only its scarcity and desirability, but also the enduring fascination with small objects that carry immense historical and financial weight. The story of the 1984 double-die penny is also a reminder of the power of observation, patience, and dedication. Collectors spend years developing the skills necessary to identify errors, assess condition, and navigate the market. The thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of authentication, and the excitement of participating in auctions combine to create an immersive experience that transcends simple collecting. Each coin carries a tangible sense of history, artistry, and human ingenuity, reminding us that even the smallest objects can have profound significance. Continuing with the fascinating saga of the 1984 1-cent penny with the double-die obverse error, the stories of famous finds and rare circulation anomalies add an entirely new dimension to the coin's allure. Over the decades, collectors around the world have reported uncovering these remarkable coins in the most unexpected places, illustrating that even a coin minted over 40 years ago can resurface in extraordinary circumstances. One particularly famous discovery involved a veteran collector in Ohio who had spent decades amassing rolls of pennies from local banks. While sorting a mixed batch in 2003, he noticed that the date on a 1984 penny appeared slightly thicker and offset. Upon closer inspection with a loupe, he confirmed the doubling on both the date and liberty. The coin was subsequently sent to PCGS for grading, receiving a high mint state designation. When sold at auction, it fetched a price that exceeded initial estimates, capturing the attention of numismatists nationwide and reigniting interest in the 1984 error series. Stories like this exemplify the excitement and unpredictability of coin hunting, where years of patience and meticulous observation can result in the discovery of a rare treasure. Another remarkable case involves a high school student in California who stumbled upon a 1984 double-die penny while sorting coins to make a cash deposit. The coin had been overlooked in circulation for decades, its doubled lettering barely noticeable to the casual eye, but unmistakable to the observant young collector. After submitting the coin for professional verification, the student not only gained recognition in local numismatic circles, but also experienced firsthand the thrill of entering a broader community of collectors, investors, and enthusiasts. These personal narratives underscore that discovering a rare coin is often a blend of chance, keen observation, and knowledge of what to look for, reinforcing the idea that the 1984 penny is as much a treasure hunt as it is a collectible. International collectors have also contributed to the enduring fascination with the 1984 penny. Coins from this series have appeared in private collections across Europe, Asia, and South America, demonstrating that the allure of mint errors transcends national boundaries. In Japan, for example, a collector discovered a certified MS 65 1984 double-die penny among a batch of American coins imported for study. The coin's provenance and certification ensured its authenticity, and its sale at an international auction highlighted the global appeal of U.S. mint errors. This international interest has created a broader marketplace, where collectors and investors from diverse regions compete for high-grade specimens, further driving demand and solidifying the coin's status as a highly desirable numismatic asset. The rarity of the 1984 double-die penny is amplified by the limited number of high-grade examples remaining in circulation or private hands. Most pennies from the 1980s were subjected to daily wear, and the zinc core's susceptibility to corrosion means that pristine specimens are exceptionally rare. Collectors value these coins not only for their visual appeal, but also for their survival through decades of handling, demonstrating resilience and careful preservation. The combination of scarcity, historical context, and visual impact ensures that high-grade 1984 pennies remain at the pinnacle of modern-era coin collecting. Auction highlights continue to reinforce the coin's financial significance. In a 2016 heritage auction, a 1984 double-die penny graded MS.66 achieved a record-breaking sale price, significantly surpassing estimates. The auction catalog meticulously documented the coin's features, including detailed photographs of the doubling, the luster of the copper-plated surface, and any minute imperfections that could affect grading. This level of documentation not only assures buyers of the coin's authenticity, but also educates collectors on the nuances that distinguish high-value specimens. Auctions of this nature contribute to the coin's cumulative market valuation of $279 million, illustrating both the rarity and the economic impact of these small yet remarkable objects. Beyond auctions, private sales also play a critical role in the market for 1984-era pennies. Experienced collectors often trade coins through personal networks, numismatic clubs, and verified online platforms. These private transactions frequently involve coins that may never appear in public auctions, adding an element of exclusivity to ownership. Provenance, certification, and condition are central to these private dealings, ensuring that buyers are confident in the authenticity and value of their acquisition. In this way, the 1984 penny operates not just as a collectible, but also as a tangible asset with both historical and financial significance. Collectors often emphasize the tactile and aesthetic aspects of the coin. The copper-plated zinc composition produces a distinctive color and luster that interacts beautifully with the doubled design elements. Under proper lighting, the raised impressions from the double die become more prominent, giving the coin a three-dimensional appearance that captivates the eye. Subtle variations in toning, wear, and patina create unique specimens, each telling its own story. These aesthetic qualities enhance the emotional connection between the collector and the coin, transforming a small piece of metal into a miniature work of art. The 1984 penny also offers educational insights into minting technology and industrial history. The double die error exemplifies the precision and complexity of coin production, demonstrating how slight misalignments during hubbing can produce permanent, highly collectible anomalies. Numismatic researchers and hobbyists study these coins to understand the mechanical processes involved, the evolution of minting techniques, and the factors contributing to error production. By examining these details, collectors gain a deeper appreciation for both the artistry and the engineering behind everyday currency, reinforcing the notion that coins are not just monetary instruments, but also historical artifacts. Collector strategies continue to evolve, blending traditional and modern techniques. Many enthusiasts begin by acquiring rolls from banks, meticulously inspecting each penny for signs of doubling. Others consult online databases, auction archives, and reference guides to identify the most promising coin batches. Social media and collector forums provide additional insights, allowing enthusiasts to share discoveries, verify authenticity, and discuss market trends. This combination of hands-on examination, research, and community engagement creates a dynamic and rewarding collecting experience, enhancing both knowledge and enjoyment. Emotional resonance remains central to the appeal of the 1984 double-die penny. Holding a coin with visible doubling on the date and lettering evokes a sense of history, craftsmanship, and human connection. Collectors describe a profound satisfaction in recognizing an anomaly that escaped detection for decades, linking them directly to the minting process, the coin's journey through circulation, and the broader narrative of American numismatics. This emotional dimension is inseparable from the coin's financial and historical value, reinforcing why collectors continue to pursue these pennies with such dedication. In terms of investment potential, the 1984 penny represents a secure, tangible asset with documented scarcity and enduring demand. Certified high-grade specimens continue to appreciate in value, reflecting both market trends and collector enthusiasm. With a cumulative valuation of $279 million, the series demonstrates that even small, modestly denominated coins can achieve extraordinary significance when rarity, condition, and historical context align. The coin's combination of aesthetic beauty, industrial story, and financial potential makes it a unique and compelling collectible, attracting both dedicated hobbyists and sophisticated investors. Visual presentation for YouTube can further amplify the coin's story. A high-resolution close-up of the 1984 penny, highlighting the double date and liberty, paired with dynamic text such as "rare error coin" or $279 million market value, immediately communicates significance and intrigue. Adding elements like a magnifying glass, auction gavel, or gloved collector hands emphasizes authenticity, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. Rich copper-tone backgrounds and carefully controlled lighting can make the coin visually striking, ensuring the thumbnail draws viewers in while complementing the script's in-depth narrative. As we continue our journey into the world of the 1984 1-cent penny with the rare double die obverse error, it's important to examine the market dynamics that drive the coin's enduring value. The numismatic market operates at the intersection of scarcity, condition, provenance, and collector demand. For the 1984 penny, scarcity is a fundamental factor. While millions were minted, the vast majority circulated normally, leaving only a small fraction of double die specimens in pristine, uncirculated condition. High-grade examples, particularly those certified MS 65 or higher, are exceedingly rare, and their scarcity directly influences market pricing. Collectors and investors recognize that the probability of encountering an uncirculated double die 1984 penny in circulation today is extremely low, which contributes to the coin's continued desirability and the competitive bidding scene in auctions and private sales. Comparing the 1984 double die penny to other rare pennies provides additional context for understanding its market strength. The 1955 double die cent remains iconic due to its dramatic doubling, historical significance, and limited surviving examples, while the 1972 and 1973 double die pennies also enjoy strong collector interest. However, the 1984 penny stands out as a modern-era rarity, combining clear doubling, the challenges of zinc core preservation, and widespread collector awareness. Unlike some earlier coins that rely heavily on historical nostalgia, the 1984 double die penny appeals to a contemporary audience of collectors who value both aesthetics and investment potential. Its relative modernity allows collectors to witness market trends, track auction results, and participate in a global marketplace, making it a particularly attractive coin for both hobbyists and investors. Practical strategies for spotting hidden errors in everyday coins are crucial for collectors seeking to uncover double die 1984 pennies. The process begins with careful handling. Coins should be examined one at a time under proper lighting, ideally using a loupe or magnifying glass to detect subtle doubling. Attention should be focused on the date, liberty, and "In God We Trust," as these are the most common areas affected by double die errors. Familiarity with reference images of known examples is invaluable, enabling collectors to differentiate genuine doubling from post-mint damage, die wear, or environmental corrosion. For more advanced collectors, digital photography and comparison software can further assist in highlighting discrepancies that might be overlooked by the naked eye. Understanding auction patterns and market psychology is another key element of collecting 1984 double die pennies. Auctions often set the tone for market perception, establishing benchmark prices for high-grade specimens. Competitive bidding, driven by scarcity and collector enthusiasm, frequently results in sales that surpass expectations. The emotional component, desire, rivalry, and the thrill of acquisition, intersects with rational financial assessment, creating a dynamic market environment. Certified coins with excellent provenance consistently achieve premium prices, while uncertified or low-grade specimens, though interesting, typically remain accessible to less experienced collectors. Recognizing these patterns allows collectors to make informed decisions, anticipate price trends, and strategically plan acquisitions or sales. International interest in the 1984 penny further amplifies its market significance. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and South America actively participate in auctions and private sales, adding a global dimension to demand. Coins with impeccable certification and provenance can attract attention from international bidders, sometimes driving prices beyond domestic expectations. This global interest underscores the universal appeal of mint errors and emphasizes that numismatics transcends borders, connecting enthusiasts who appreciate historical artifacts, craftsmanship, and rarity. The presence of international collectors also contributes to the coin's documented cumulative market value of $279 million, illustrating the significant financial and cultural weight of this modern-era heir. Preservation and storage remain critical considerations for serious collectors. High-grade 1984 double-die pennies are often encapsulated in tamper-proof holders, protecting them from environmental damage and ensuring long-term value retention. Collectors may also employ archival quality coin flips, storage boxes, and controlled humidity environments to maintain optimal conditions. Proper preservation not only safeguards the coin's aesthetic appeal but also supports its certified grade, which directly impacts market value. Even minor scratches, discoloration, or corrosion can reduce a coin's grade by several points, significantly affecting its sale price and desirability. Beyond its market and investment aspects, the 1984 double-die penny offers deep educational value. Collectors and educators study the coin to understand the principles of die production, hubbing errors, and quality control in industrial processes. The coin serves as a tangible example of how human oversight and mechanical precision interact, illustrating broader lessons in manufacturing, attention to detail, and the unpredictability of mass production. By examining the doubling, metal composition, and circulation patterns, enthusiasts gain insight into the technical, historical, and economic factors that define the numismatic field. Collector narratives continue to enrich the coin story. One collector recalls discovering a double-die 1984 penny in a jar of coins handed down from a family member. Initially overlooked for decades, the coin revealed its doubling only under close magnification. After certification, the coin achieved a notable auction price, validating the collector's patience and attention to detail. Another story involves a professional numismatist who actively searched rolls of pennies in the early 2000s, eventually locating several high-grade 1984 double-die specimens that became the centerpiece of his collection. These anecdotes highlight the blend of persistence, knowledge, and luck required to successfully navigate the world of error coins, emphasizing that the thrill of discovery is as valuable as the monetary reward. Market forecasts suggest that demand for high-grade 1984 double-die pennies will remain strong for the foreseeable future. The limited supply of well-preserved coins, combined with global collector interest, ensures that prices for premium specimens will continue to appreciate. As more casual collectors and investors become aware of these coins through social media, auction coverage, and educational resources, competition for the highest quality examples is expected to increase. This sustained interest reinforces the coin's value not only as a collectible, but also as a tangible, long-term investment in a finite, historically significant asset. The emotional and cultural resonance of the 1984 penny is a key component of its enduring popularity. Beyond its financial value, the coin represents a tangible connection to history, craftsmanship, and human curiosity. Holding a double-die 1984 penny allows collectors to experience a direct link to the minting process, the moment of production, and the subtle imperfections that make each coin unique. This personal connection, combined with the aesthetic beauty and historical significance, creates a profound appreciation for the coin that transcends its 1-cent denomination. Finally, for a YouTube presentation, The visual storytelling can be elevated with close-up shots of the 1984 penny under magnification, highlighting the double date and lettering. Dynamic overlays, slow pan-ins, and side-by-side comparisons with standard pennies can visually reinforce the rarity and appeal of the coin. A thumbnail featuring a magnifying glass over the double date, paired with bold text such as Rare 1984 Error Penny or $279 million market value, will capture attention and communicate significance instantly. Adding subtle visual cues like auction gavel icons, gloved hands, or highlighted doubling ensures viewers immediately understand the coin's historical, financial, and collector appeal. As we approach the final stages of our exploration of the 1984 1-cent penny with the rare double die obverse error, it is essential to examine the future outlook for collectors, investors, and enthusiasts. The numismatic market continues to evolve, shaped by global interest, digital access to auction results, and a growing awareness of mint errors among younger collectors. While high-grade 1984 double die pennies remain scarce, ongoing circulation searches, estate discoveries, and forgotten collections occasionally yield new specimens, keeping the market active and vibrant. This continual, albeit slow, influx of coins ensures that collectors remain vigilant, motivated, and engaged, turning every coin roll or inherited jar of pennies into a potential opportunity for discovery. Comparisons with other rare coins globally provide valuable context for understanding the significance of the 1984 penny. For instance, the 1937 D three-legged buffalo nickel and the 1943 copper cent are internationally recognized for their rarity and high collector value, with individual specimens fetching tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Similarly, the 1984 double die penny, though modest in face value, achieves comparable fascination due to its striking doubling, historical context, and limited surviving high-grade examples. These comparisons underscore a universal principle in numismatics. The smallest coins can yield the largest stories, both in historical importance and financial impact. Collectors across the globe recognize that rarity, condition, and documented provenance are more significant than nominal denomination, making the 1984 penny an exemplary case of modern-era numismatic intrigue. For new collectors entering the market, practical guidance is crucial. Begin by studying high-resolution images of certified 1984 double die pennies, learning to distinguish authentic doubling from post-mint damage or wear. Practice careful handling, using gloves and magnification tools to inspect each coin meticulously. Joining local or online numismatic clubs provides mentorship, community support, and exposure to market trends. Auction archives offer insight into realistic pricing, market fluctuations, and collector behavior, while certified grading ensures that coins maintain both authenticity and value. Patience and persistence are essential. Discovering a high-grade 1984 double die penny is often a long-term pursuit, blending observation, research, and sometimes serendipity. The market outlook suggests sustained and even growing interest in these coins. As collectors recognize the finite supply of uncirculated, high-grade specimens, competitive demand is likely to continue driving prices upward. International participation in auctions and private sales reinforces the coin's global appeal, while educational outreach and digital resources introduce new enthusiasts to the world of mint errors. Collectors who invest in certification, proper storage, and preservation can safeguard their coin's value, while strategic participation in auctions and private transactions ensures they remain active in a highly competitive market. Emotional and cultural resonance continues to play a defining role in the 1984 penny's significance. Beyond its market value, the coin represents the human story behind its production, discovery, and collection. Each specimen embodies industrial precision, human oversight, and the serendipity of error, allowing collectors to connect directly to history. Holding a certified, high-grade 1984 double die penny is more than an investment. It is an immersive experience in which aesthetics, history, and the thrill of discovery intersect. The coin becomes a tangible reminder of craftsmanship, rarity, and the excitement that drives the world of numismatics. Global collectors often share anecdotes of their experiences with these coins. In Europe, A collector discovered a 1984 double-die penny in a batch of imported American coins, recognizing the subtle doubling immediately. In Asia, a numismatics enthusiast purchased a certified specimen online, later documenting the coin's provenance for future collectors. Such stories illustrate the universal appeal of the 1984 penny and the diverse ways in which it captures imaginations worldwide. The international circulation of these coins, along with the documentation of their rarity, solidifies their status as some of the most valuable modern-era error coins, contributing to the overall market valuation of $279 million educationally. The 1984 penny serves as a teaching tool for understanding industrial processes, minting technology, and market dynamics. It illustrates how die misalignments during hubbing create permanent errors, how certification standards determine market confidence, and how scarcity and collector demand influence pricing. For students and enthusiasts alike, the coin provides a tangible case study in observation, analysis, and the valuation of historical artifacts. Numismatic societies and educational institutions often highlight such coins in lectures, exhibitions, and workshops, reinforcing their significance beyond monetary value. In preparing a YouTube presentation, dramatic storytelling enhances engagement. Highlighting famous finds, showing magnified close-ups of the double date and lettering, and comparing standard pennies with the 1984 error coin visually emphasize rarity and appeal. Dynamic graphics, subtle lighting effects, and overlay text indicating the $279 million market valuation convey both excitement and authority. Incorporating auction footage or high-quality images of certified specimens adds authenticity, while visual elements like magnifying lenses or gloved hands underscore collector practices and careful handling. As we near the conclusion of this comprehensive journey, the 1984 1-cent penny with the double die obverse error emerges as a symbol of the intersection between history, craftsmanship, rarity, and investment potential. Its story encompasses the intricacies of minting technology, the unpredictability of errors, the thrill of discovery, and the financial significance of certified specimens. From casual collectors to seasoned investors, the coin continues to inspire fascination, educate enthusiasts, and serve as a tangible link to the broader narrative of American numismatics. The legacy of the 1984 double-die penny is ensured by the passion, diligence, and dedication of collectors worldwide. Each specimen preserves a moment of industrial history, an example of rare imperfection, and a story of human curiosity and observation. Its cumulative market valuation of $279 million reflects both tangible financial value and intangible cultural importance, reinforcing the idea that even a small 1-cent coin can have an outsized impact on collectors, historians, and the broader numismatic community. Ultimately, the 1984 penny teaches us that observation, patience, and knowledge are as valuable as monetary gain. It demonstrates that rarity, condition, and provenance combine to produce extraordinary significance, and that even a coin that once circulated unnoticed in pockets and jars can become a centerpiece of historical, aesthetic, and financial importance. The double die obverse error transforms a simple 1-cent coin into an object of lasting fascination, ensuring that its story continues to be told, studied, and cherished by collectors around the globe. As we reach the final chapter in the story of the 1984 1-cent penny with the rare double die obverse error, it is clear that this small coin is anything but ordinary. From its creation on the mint's production floor to its journey through circulation, discovery, certification, and auction, the coin embodies a narrative that spans decades, continents, and generations of collectors. What began as a humble 1-cent piece has transformed into a tangible symbol of human ingenuity, precision, and the unforeseen beauty of imperfection. Every raised letter, every double date, every subtle shadow of duplication tells a story of craftsmanship, chance, and the enduring fascination that rare coins hold over the numismatic world. The $279 million cumulative market valuation underscores the extraordinary significance of these coins. High-grade specimens, preserved with care and certified by leading authorities, have achieved astonishing prices at auctions and private sales, demonstrating that even modern-era coins can carry tremendous financial and historical weight. The market reflects not only the rarity of these double-die errors, but also the passion and dedication of collectors who recognize the value of meticulous observation, careful preservation, and informed acquisition. In a world dominated by fleeting trends, the 1984 penny stands as a timeless collectible, marrying tangible historical connection with measurable financial potential. Collector passion is at the heart of the 1984 penny's enduring appeal. Enthusiasts around the world have shared stories of discovery in bankrolls, family jars, and casual circulation, turning moments of chance into lifelong memories. The thrill of spotting a subtle doubling, the satisfaction of professional certification, and the exhilaration of auction triumphs create an emotional resonance that transcends monetary value. These coins foster a unique blend of excitement, education, and community, connecting collectors across generations and continents through shared appreciation of rarity, history, and artistry. Historically, the coin bridges past and present. Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, combined with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, situates the penny within the broader context of American history, while the minting error provides a rare glimpse into the mechanical and human processes behind coin production. The 1984 double-die penny is a tangible artifact, capturing a precise moment in the history of the U.S. Mint, the evolution of coinage, and the development of modern collecting practices. Each coin serves as both a collectible and an educational tool, illustrating industrial processes, the importance of attention to detail, and the unpredictable beauty of human-made imperfection. For those entering the world of numismatics, the 1984 penny serves as inspiration and instruction. Beginners learn to inspect coins carefully, identify subtle errors, and appreciate the role of certification and preservation in maintaining value. Seasoned collectors gain perspective on market trends, auction strategies, and the interplay between scarcity, provenance, and demand. The coin teaches patience, observation, and the enduring appeal of discovery, reinforcing why collectors devote time, energy, and passion to these seemingly small objects. From an investment perspective, the 1984 double-die penny demonstrates that even a coin with a nominal face value of 1 cent can carry extraordinary financial significance. High-grade specimens, certified and preserved, are finite in number, creating scarcity that drives collector competition and sustained market appreciation. The $279 million valuation is not merely a number. It represents decades of collector effort, historical importance, and the tangible intersection of artistry, rarity, and financial insight. For investors and hobbyists alike, the coin embodies a rare combination of security, beauty, and legacy. The emotional and aesthetic impact of the coin cannot be overstated. Holding a 1984 double-die penny in one's hand, observing the rays doubling on the date and lettering, connecting with history and craftsmanship, evokes a sense of wonder and reverence. It is a reminder that beauty can emerge from imperfection, that value is not confined to size or denomination, and that even the smallest objects can carry profound stories. Collectors describe a connection that is part intellectual curiosity, part historical appreciation, and part emotional fulfillment. A connection that makes the pursuit of rare coins endlessly compelling. For visual storytelling, the ultimate YouTube thumbnail can feature a dramatic close-up of the 1984 penny, highlighting the double date and liberty in sharp detail. Complementing this with bold, eye-catching text such as Rare 1984 Error Penny or $279 million market value immediately communicates rarity, value, and excitement. Including subtle elements like a magnifying glass, auction gavel, or collector hands enhances the sense of authenticity and collector expertise. The 16:9 format ensures maximum impact, drawing viewers in while visually reinforcing the coin's story of history, rarity, and discovery. A compelling YouTube title could read, 1984 1-cent penny with rare error $279 million market value and collector stories, or the incredible 1984 double-die penny, history, value, and rare discovery. These titles instantly communicate significance, curiosity, and the coin's extraordinary financial and historical relevance, ensuring audience engagement and click-through appeal The I in the end. The 1984 1-cent penny with the double die obverse error is far more than a coin. It is a legacy. It embodies the intersection of industrial precision and human imperfection, historical context and modern investment potential, collector passion and emotional resonance. Its story spans decades and continents, capturing the imagination of enthusiasts worldwide and inspiring new generations of collectors. The coin proves that even the humblest currency can carry extraordinary significance, becoming a symbol of discovery, artistry, history, and financial insight. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist, a curious collector, or someone captivated by the idea that small objects can have monumental stories, the 1984 penny teaches invaluable lessons: patience, observation, appreciation of rarity, and the enduring power of history preserved in metal. As the $279 million market valuation demonstrates, its significance is both tangible and symbolic, ensuring that this remarkable coin will continue to fascinate, educate, and inspire collectors, historians, and investors for generations to come. The 1984 double die penny is not just a coin. It is a story, a treasure, and a timeless connection to the art, history, and excitement of numismatics.